View guys from our lunch. Look, we still see the park. So guys, we decided to eat in the lunch na lang because it's so cold outside, and at least here we are comfortable. Okay. We are now in the lunch from the park because it's so cold outside. We decided to continue eating in here. At least here it's warm, and we can actually speak to you.
Away from the strong wind.
Yeah.
Starvation. Starvation.
Okay. Where's the chopstick? Wait, I have our...
As we found out, chopsticks are not good with these.
I'm gonna ready with a sanitizer, my love. It's there really.
Yeah, boss.
Sanitize first. So, guys, from the park now in the lounge, and it's much better here. It's warm. There's still a view outside, but at least we cannot now feel the freezing like a frozen. You know, if you're Elsa, well, you will like if you're Elsa, but we're not Elsa, right?
Elsa will be frozen this time.
Oh my god, this chocolate guys is really nice. It's really minty, so if you happen to visit the grocery, try this one. It's really nice. That's my recommendation if you buy a chocolate. Oh my god, the hubby. We will gonna attend mass guys at 5:30, so it's only 3:30 now and we give up already. But I see a lot of people outside. They are just walking in the park. I don't know how they survive because it's really cold, very cold. So now,
Gloves had some really thick coats.
I'm using chopstick for the husband. Would you like me to create your coffee?
Create me a coffee.
Okay, and then okay. Sometimes we need to have a training and how to use a chopstick like a Japanese. I'm not really good with chopsticks, so I will pass the the responsibility to the husband.
Thank you, Bob.
Well, I will speak Tagalog because it's really hard to speak English. Joke. But JD told me like, oh, you have to speak English because even the Japanese blogger, they don't know how to speak English much, but because of the worldwide audience, they're trying to speak English. Yeah?
Because more people can understand it, and auto-translate works better in English for other languages.
I really like it here because living in the countryside is really nice, especially okay.
Yeah,
This Spanish tourism I really like one of my favorite foods in the United Kingdom. I discovered it last December. It's really nice, guys. And living in the countryside in United Kingdom has pros and cons. Pros first. What are the pros?
it's not as hot as the Philippines. It's a lot cooler.
Very cold.
If you call that a pro in this weather.
Well, I think the pros is you can have a fresh air, less traffic here. Although so many cars, but at least you can breathe with with the fresh air. So we choose to live in the countryside because of that nature, effect on our body. We love to walk in the nature.
I live right next to the park.
Yeah, the park is just outside in our home. And then every time we have free time, we always really visit the nature, because once you have trees, because according to the internet, nature has a healing effect. So if you are depressed or a little bit lonely, when you go to the nature, I don't know, there is an effect if you are, diba? What do you feel when you are visiting the nature? Oh my god. What's the effect, honey? We're discussing the pros of living on the countryside. Also,
I've got mouthful, babe.
okay. So I will do the
The
talk.
pros of living next to nature is you get fresh air.
Fresh air.
Good for your health.
Yeah.
And you don't have so much traffic around.
Yeah.
Where we don't really hear the traffic.
Yeah.
Apart from every now and then. Like that motorcyclist that seems to be riding about 200 mile an hour down this road.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah. Literally every night he's racing down here, insane speeds.
That's why in the countryside, do not trust. Even if there's a pedestrian, wait before you cross the road because you cannot trust really the drivers. Some drivers, yeah, some drivers are good, but there are also some drivers who are not good. So be careful with that. The second pros of living in the countryside is much more cheaper here and bigger space compared to London, right? London, when we go to London, I feel always like stuck on traffic for 2 to 3 hours. And I told to JD, I don't want to stay in this kind of lifestyle because 2 to 3 hours wasted in the traffic is not good. Like we came from Notting Hill just to see Buckingham Palace, and how many hours? We stuck up in traffic. 3 to 4 hours, guys. Trust me. So that's why when you live in London, be prepared for your money because the rent there is really expensive. Number 3 pros, honey.
Another pro of living in nature is, you know, it's good for your mental health as well.
Yeah.
To be able to walk through the nature,
Yeah.
very relaxed and peaceful.
Yeah. And if you are living with a little slow living compared to London, like every day you will ride a tube or bus. Here you can actually just walk because there's no, you know, it's not as populated as London. So it's nice to walk because as you walk in the park or in the any, you know, you can see a lot of views, which is also good for your mental health, you know. So that's why, guys, we choose the countryside living. The cons naman, honey. The cons is, guys, okay, the office that, let's say, I'll need to visit. Let's say, for example, I'm gonna apply for a Canadian visa. It's far from here. And like if we live in London, we'll just ride one taxi or, you know, short drive, and then we're there already. All the visa centers kasi are located in London. So that was, you know, even though I like to apply for a Canadian visa, I will plan ahead because it will take about how many hours from here to London? 2 hours or just?
It's about 3 hours.
2 3 hours.
Yeah,
But we always go to London. I mean, London is near to us. And then another cons is and there is area you cannot expect a very vibrant lifestyle because of course it's countryside compared to London that you can see a lot of coffee shop, you can see a lot of pubs. I mean, here there are pubs but it's not as many as in London, right? And you know, in London there are a lot of activities, so that's another cons as well. In London kasi there are a lot of activities that you can actually attend or join. Here there is an activities but it's only a special occasion like Christmas, New Year, or they have an activity for the city, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And another cons. No more cons?
Well, transportation is not as abundant around.
Yeah, as many as compared to London, right? In London kasi, so many bus or tube, there are a lot of options for you, and then there are Uber and there are Grab.
On the plus side, you can actually pay by cash/card here, where you can't in London.
Yeah.
Because remember when we were in London, you were asking, do you take cash? And we literally kicked off the buses.
May advice pala to all the tourists who are gonna visit in London. Guys, in London is cashless. So make sure before you land to England, you ask your relatives or friends here to buy a Oyster card for you and have it credit. So once they will pick you up, if you don't own a car, once they will pick you up in the airport, you already have this Oyster with balance. You can ride anywhere, bus, any bus line in London as long as there's an Oyster, and they don't accept cash. So this is very different from other countries like Japan or in Singapore or any Asian countries that they will take your cash as a payment. Here in England, they like contactless. Cashless pala. Cashless and contactless. Contactless, right, honey?
Yeah. And well, I think the other thing is it's a lot quieter around here, a lot less traffic.
Yeah.
So, you know, moving around is a lot easier.
I think the cons is also if you are a little bit outgoing person, I don't advise you to live in a countryside. Why? Because you will have a depression. It's so silent here. Our place is a little bit combination of city and countryside, two in one, but it's very silent, you know. Unlike with London that you hear a lot of people walking, riding a tube, you know.
I think it's because Rosa's used to the Philippines where 24/7 it's always active. There's a very
City girl, you know.
very good nightlife in the Philippines.
Yeah. Our house is very near and our house is located in a business area in the Philippines, so I expect that, you know, I mean it's hard for me to adjust really because from very fast life and then going to a very slow, but now as I live here for 4 months I adopt the slow living life and I really like it, guys. I mean here I feel like my health is much better, right honey?
Yes, but
Because in the place I always get sick, maybe because I always have stay in the aircon. I always stay in the aircon.
here you have fresh air. The aircon, open up the window.
Yeah.
Where it's -8.
I really like cold weather. I'm a fan of cold weather because in the Philippines, I always turn on the aircon almost 24 hours, especially in summer, guys. Nako, I'm paying a lot of electric bills. That's the advantage living here in the countryside because it's more colder and it's more bigger space. And but the cons are fewer activities, and then the office is far from our city. That's the cons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that's only for today's video. Thank you so much, and see you guys in our next vlog.
See ya.